Hey everybody, what's up? It is me, Cyrus. Welcome to the stream. Getting things set up again on the new channel. Little animations, fun little stuff like that, whatever. It might be more annoying than anything. I don't know. You might be like, gosh, it's taking forever. Come on, let's get with what we were here for. We're here for the Atari 5200 with the S-Video and the power mod and the gameplay footage and the we really don't care about your animations, Sai. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. They're fun for me to do, and I like to have fun. I'm sure you do too. So if you find them annoying, I apologize. I am not trying to make you annoyed, but I do enjoy doing animation stuff. I'm enjoying my coffee at the moment. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. If you're watching this later, welcome to the channel. This is a channel where I do video game stuff. I talk about old gaming, old video games of all different kinds, modern stuff too, to some degree, but mainly retro stuff. That's just where I'm at. Gaming is look, I love my PS4. I used to have a PS5. I sold it to a really good friend of mine. And Max, I hope you're taking care of it. But I'm really just not into modern gaming that much. I do have a Switch. I have the OLED Switch. So I guess that's sort of modern gaming, right? Kind of underpowered, but it's still modern. And I do have a PS4. But mainly old stuff. Like today. And today we're talking about the Atari 5200, one of my favorite consoles. Very strange, weird little console that a lot of people maybe don't understand or don't want to understand. It is strange, it is weird, but it's also really fun. So today we're going to take a look at some footage from my new Atari 5200 that I bought off of eBay. If you didn't see my previous video, I demonstrate a little bit of the system, like how it looks, the actual console itself. The S-Video and Composite ports that they added are on the back left side with the new power input. You can check that video out if you want to see what it looks like. But today we're just going to be looking at footage. We're going to be talking a little bit about these games and what it's like to play these games on the Atari 5200 and why I bother with that when there are other ways that I could play some of these games. Like I have an Atari 8-bit computer. I have the Atari XEGS, and it's fantastic. I have nothing against it, but there are some games that I think are a little bit better on the Atari 5200. They just are better, and it's because of the controller. I know. Blasphemy. What are you talking about? The controller is the downfall of the 5200. It's the worst controller ever made, right? That's what a lot of people will tell you. Sort of a popular theme that you see repeated from a lot of fans of the angry video game nerd. But I think if you actually used an Atari 5200 controller, a good one, that's the stipulation, you have to have a good one. It's actually a really fun controller to use. It is not well made. It is a controller that will break and has problems with various different things that will keep it from being as good as it could be. But I do happen to have a couple of pretty good Atari 5200 controllers, and I'm going to be playing some of these games. So if you ever wondered what an S-Video modded 5200 could do, like what kind of video output it could achieve, I'm going to show you some of that today. I picked out a few games that I want to look at. I have a bunch of 5200 games. I have about 31 games. But I am not going to show you all of those. I just have a few here. And these are games that I think take advantage of the controller that the 5200 has, or they just are really cool little games that are better or are very interesting on the 5200 as opposed to other Atari platforms. like the Atari 8-bit computer or the 2600 or 7800. So yeah, we're just going to look at some of these. First game that I'm going to load up is Gyrus. My name is Cyrus, so Cyrus needs to play Gyrus, right? That's the way that works. All right, so we got the game in the cartridge slot. Got my controller over here, and we're just gonna fire this thing up. So here we go. Oh, we still have some Defender action hanging around on my Elgato. For some reason, it gives me some issues once in a while with like resetting itself. But we're gonna jump in here and check out Gyrus. Oh, so here we go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Now I'm going to keep the volume down a little bit on the game, because it can be pretty loud. Okay, so this is a game, if you don't have a good controller with a really good stick, it's going to be a real pain. It's not going to be fun. But I do, so we're going to check it out. This is a really cool version of Gyrus. It's not my favorite version. My favorite version is actually the NES version of Gyrus, believe it or not. I just think that's like the best version of the game, for me anyway. And I am already just sucking completely. Okay, time to focus and play the game. One downside of Gyrus is, as far as I know, there's not a turbo, so you have to just keep hitting the button, which is not a good thing for the 5200 because these buttons are prone to having issues. But it's going pretty good so far. Yeah, if you're having issues with this game, this is a good game to test to see like how well your controller is actually functioning, because if you're gonna have issues, you're gonna find out in this game. And when I originally got my 5200, the first 5200 that well, not the first 5200 that I owned, but the one that I bought a few years ago, when I originally got it a few years ago, I fired this game up and I had serious problems like making the complete circle of movement all the way around like that. And it was partially the controller was the issue, but also there's a potentiometer inside the Atari 5200 itself that you might have to make an adjustment on to get it to work properly with your controllers if you're having issues. So yeah, it's a strange console with lots of opportunities for problems. It's not that well built. At least it's not built to last, I'll say that. 5200 is a somewhat fragile console in comparison to some of the other ones, especially the other Atari consoles. But yeah, this is S-Video output. I'm capturing this using my RetroTink 2X Pro, and then it's going into my Elgato HD60S Plus. Oh man, I did not react very well to that. Alright, I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit and just play some. This game is available on the Atari 8-bit computer. It looks exactly the same. It plays pretty much exactly the same. So this is not a game that you necessarily need to get to the 5200 if you have an Atari 8-bit computer, because it will run and look the same. It doesn't take advantage of the analog necessarily. There are some other ones that we're going to look at in a minute. I love this game. And aside from the NES version of Gyrus, I don't know. The arcade version of Gyrus is okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, I mean, it's the arcade version, right? You would think it would be the best version. But to me, it's really not the best version. I just think that the NES version is really well made. I just love the music and the graphics. I think they added some stuff to the NES version that was really missing in the other versions. I also have like a retro reimagined version of this game on the Xbox 360. And I did a video on that a while back on my old channel. I may have to revisit that because, like I said, I'm just a big fan of this game. And Cyrus should play Gyrus. Some people pronounce it Gyrus. I've heard them say that. Gyrus. What's up, guy? You like Gyrus, guy? I'm not your guy. I'm your son. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know why you would pronounce it Gyrus. I don't know why that is, but some people choose to do that. I can't think of a logical reason as to why somebody would want to do that. But there's this weird thing that goes on in the gaming community, especially in the retro community for some reason, where people want to they want to have some super secret knowledge, or they want to lord over other gamers with their knowledge of something, or seem like they're more of a gamer because they know something that other people don't know or something. So there's like this thing about pronunciations, about how you are supposed to pronounce various different names of games or characters from games, whether it be Ryu, Ru from Street Fighter, Gyrus, Galaga, Galaga. Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny how, I don't know, there's this strange thing that you'll see happen a lot of times in the gaming community because of that. Man, I cannot kill that guy. I gotta hit him with my special attack, I guess. Do you have a special attack in this, or is that just on the NES one? Die! God dang. He does not want to die. Maybe I'm gonna run into this thing and see what happens. It kills me. I don't think that was supposed to happen, but at least I got past that stage. It was a sacrifice that I had to make. Two warps to Uranus. If I had a nickel for every time I'd said that. Or had that said to me. Not the best animation you've ever seen, but still. Oh, yeah. Immediately died. Alright, let me check my screen. Sound might be a little too loud. Sorry about that. We won't have it that loud again. That was a bit much. Okay. Next up, before we get to the good stuff, I have another one I want to show you that's space related. It's Space Invaders. And the only reason I want to show it to you is just because it's a pretty interesting version of Space Invaders. I mean, this is a game that you see, like, obviously on every freaking platform ever made. Space Invaders is super, super common, has been remade 1,000 times. But it's really fun. I mean, there's a reason it's been remade 1,000 times. Because it's fun. there's a cool version of Space Invaders for the Intellivision. It's called Space Armada. It's like their version, which is actually, I think, a lot better in a lot of ways. But this is a much better version of Space Invaders than what's on the 2600. So I want to like take a look at it and show you what it looks like and how it plays and everything. So let's bring this up. All right, here we go. Space Invaders. Now this is a game that is going to take advantage of the analog control to an extent. Not as much as some other games, but having some analog movement is definitely helpful in this. And I like the animations and the graphics in this, the way the colors look, and I just think it's a really cool version of Space Invaders. 2600 version is pretty basic. This one's definitely a lot more advanced and fun to look at. If I can kill these guys without getting myself destroyed here. It gets really hard once you get down to the end. That's what she said. Okay. We won't play this a whole lot. I just want to remember what we're doing here is really more than anything. I'm trying to show you how the S-Video mod looks. Because, yeah, it's pretty cool. I will say, as good as it looks here, it looks so much better on a CRT because the way these graphics work for the 5200, and pretty much for any console from this generation, but you know, for like these types of graphics, they just they look so good on a CRT if you're into this kind of stuff. It has like this natural like phosphorus glow on a CRT that definitely adds something, I think. A little bit of blur, a little bit of something, you know. CRT, man. It's hard to say anything bad about a CRT, except no substitute. This game gets hard pretty quick. Ah, dang it. Thankfully, you can hold the button down on this game. Just don't press too hard. Ah! No, really? Okay, that's it. I ran out of lives. Yeah, Space Invaders. Pretty cool version. But we need to get to the games that really, I think, show more of what this system is all about. So, you ever play Star Wars, the arcade game? Of course, the arcade game is a vector-based game, but they did a good job of porting it to the Atari 8-bit computer, and especially to the 5200. We'll take a look at that, because this game actually has really good use of the analog control. You can see how it works. You move it around like it's a mouse, basically. So that's really nice. You can play this on your 8-bit computer with the digital controls, but being able to really laser focus is really nice. So, yeah. Here we go. Hope if I actually hit one of these guys. Yeah, obviously they couldn't do the vector stuff for the 5200, but I think they did a pretty good job of like doing something that makes it look very similar. You know, working with the limitations of the hardware. This is legit. I wish I would have had this back in the day because I loved Star Wars the arcade game. You know, it was one of those games that when you saw it back in the day, it was like, holy crap. I never, you know, it was the first 3D experience I had, you know, 3D graphics in a video game. And it was just kind of mind blowing at the time. Oh, yeah, son. So long, Death Star. And that's kind of what you just keep doing in this game. It's not super complicated or anything. You just keep blowing up the Death Star over and over. Shooting down the TIE fighters. And their lasers that go really slow for some reason. That's not movie accurate. That's not canon. Okay, see now we're on the fighting on the surface of the Death Star, and those are the towers. That's pretty cool. See, it's not vector graphics. It's obviously not the same, but still I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I tried to play this on my XEGS using a Sega Master System controller. I like that controller. You can use a Genesis controller on that, or there's various different things you can use. You can even use a 2600 controller if you want to. And the digital controls don't work as well for me as using the stick does. And I still suck at this game. I still am terrible at it. Oh, shield gone. There you go. See what I mean? But this is another game that if you fire this up, this is a great way to test how well your stick works. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You just keep playing this forever. It's a lot of fun. Hope I don't get copyright struck from Disney for the Star Wars music. That's no moon. Oh, die. Did I get it? Yeah. All right. We'll stop there. We'll move on to a different game. All right. Star Wars, the arcade game. Pretty legit. All right. So next up, we're going to have to take a look at Missile Command. Absolutely. Now, Missile Command's fascinating because this game is built into the Atari XEGS. This is super popular on the Atari 8-bit computer. It's also really popular in the 2600. And Missile Command is not too much different on the 5200 from the 2600. And it looks identical and sounds identical on the 8-bit computer. However, you definitely, if you can, would want to play this on the 5200 because of the controls. The analog makes a huge difference for this. We're going to load this up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. And again, you can see that having that precise like mouse control is going to make a big difference here. I wonder if anybody's ever made a way to use a mouse on the 5200, because that would actually be pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm terrible at this game with digital controls, but with this controller, I love this game. I can do this with a trackball, or I can do it with this controller, and I have a pretty good time either way. Not my trackball. My trackball doesn't work right, though. I got to get that fixed. But I'm just saying. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dang it. We took damage. See, I'm doing okay, you know? And like I said, I'm terrible at this game, so... Oh no, I'm gonna run out of rockets. This is... Oh boy. Yeah, this is getting a lot harder. I'm out. Uh-oh. I'm gonna survive, but barely. Ugh. Oh boy. Dang it, die! Oh boy. And... Oh, okay. Thought that was it. Oh boy, it is it. There it is. That's as far as I go. But, oh, look, I got reprieve. Took pity on me. Dang it. The end. All right. Well, still. Anyway, as terrible as I am, I have sort of a chance, like a halfway chance of doing something in this game, and it's because the 5200 controller actually rocks with this game. If you have a good one. If you have a good one. All right. Next up, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite games of all time. It's actually a game that, like I said, is on every freaking platform ever. But this version is my favorite. I like the way it plays, I like the way it sounds, and I like to use this controller with it. And that's Centipede. This is just a really cool version of Centipede. And don't get me wrong, it's really good on the 7800. Centipede's good on all kinds of other things. The arcade version obviously is amazing. It's probably the best version. But this is my favorite version. I just really enjoy using the controller on this version. If I ever get my trackball working for my 5200, I'll definitely be playing this with that too. It's a good option. But if, you know, I don't know which I would prefer, if I'd rather play it with the trackball or the controller, because it's really cool with the controller. Oh boy. And it really showcases the analog because, like, depending on how fast you move the controller or how hard you use, the stick, your character definitely reacts differently. You have that analog movement. If I would shut up for a second, I'd stop dying, I could show you. My hands and my mouth don't work at the same time. I'm the worst streamer ever. All right, we'll try it again. Oh, come on now. Oh boy. Spiders are always messing with me. Who do they think they are? Ah, dang it. How did they come up with this game anyway? Like, centipedes and mushrooms and whatever the hell you're supposed to be. Turret that shoots lasers at the bugs and stuff. It's an interesting... I always wonder how, like, they originally came up with the concepts back in the day, because back then there was nothing to base it on. There was no history of gaming, no lineage to draw upon. It was just whatever ideas they came up with. I have a feeling that might have been some illegal narcotics or hallucinogens involved in the development of this game. I don't know. Game over, man. All right, try this again. One more time. I'm not going to say that I'm great at video games. I would never say that. It would be ridiculous for me to ever say that. But I will say that if I am talking, I'm way worse at video games. One of the things the guys used to give me a hard time about, they used to always mess with me about when we were playing like online, we'd play like Call of Duty or whatever on the internet, is like whenever I would start to do really good, when I would start getting a lot of kills in, or my KDR would be really, really good, I would be totally quiet. I wouldn't be talking at all. Like, they would be like, man, we ain't heard nothing out of Psy in like 15 minutes. And then they'd be like, oh wow, his KDR is looking really good. Because if I'm talking, I just can't talk and play games at the same time. I'm terrible. Oh, crap. Plus, I'm kind of like streaming like this, angling my head a little bit, trying to look at this monitor that I'm using. I have a lot of excuses. All of the excuses. All right. Anyway, that's Centipede. All right. Next up, Pole Position. Really good racing game. I love this version of Pole Position, and again takes advantage of the analog. This game also looks better on the 5200 as opposed to the Atari 8-bit computer, and I don't know why that is, but it is. It looks better. The colors are a little bit better. It just looks better. But the gameplay is definitely better, and this looks way better than the 2600 version. However, Pole Position 2 on the 7800 looks a lot better than this by far. But anyway, let's take a look here. Let's play some Pole Position. And yes, the analog is a big difference maker here. I still think it plays perfectly fine on the Atari 8-bit computer with digital controls. But just having this analog, man, it just makes such a difference for how you can play this game. Oh no! This is the game that I first discovered the problems with the controllers, because if you can't press up and down easily on your controller, you can't shift gears. And I was having issues shifting from low into high gear in this game on my old original Atari 5200 back in the old days. And that's when like I said, I figured out, oh, there's a problem. There's a problem. So yeah. It's really important to have a good controller if you're going to play the 5200. I mean, this is definitely not the most beautiful racing game ever made, but I still think this is a really cool version of it. Obviously, the arcade version is going to look 1,000 times better than this, but if you played this on the 2600, this version looks quite a bit better than that. Even though the 2600 version comparatively is not far off, to be completely fair. But yeah. Oh, that didn't go how I wanted. Back in the day, pole position was just ridiculously awesome. Well, didn't do very good there, but trust me, I did better than I would have with the digital controller. All right, we'll do one more on that, because I do like this game quite a bit. Look at that picture, though. Really nice signal. It's amazing. I always dreamed of seeing the 5200 that like was modded to see what the signal would look like, and it's beautiful. S-Video is just a really, really nice way to play your video games. Oh, composite looks fine on a CRT TV. Composite looks great. Even RF doesn't look too bad on a CRT TV. But S-Video, wow. It makes a big difference for capturing game footage and playing on a modern TV. As long as you have some way to line double that, like a retro tank or something like that, then you can really enjoy the improvement of the signal. Oh, crap. Trying to thread the needle. The needle threaded me instead. I don't know what that means, but you know what I'm getting at. Oh, crap. I did it again. No, out of time. Dang it. Ugh. I love this game. I wish I was better at it. Cool game. And a great version of it, I think. All right. Okay, we're going to take a look at a couple of interesting games that are dual stick games. These games use two joysticks, like you know, dual sticks like you have on your PS4 controller, your Xbox controller, or whatever. So they were doing this back in the day with the 5200, dual analog sticks. So first one we're going to look at is Robotron 2084. A really good version of Robotron, great arcade game. And with that, if you have two decent sticks, this is a great way to play it. All right, let's fire this thing up. Here we go. All right. So Atari did make a little device that lets you like set the two controllers that you want to use in like this little apparatus, but you don't have to have that. I don't have that, so I just play holding the two controllers, and it's fine for this. You just hold them in your hands and use the sticks. You put your thumbs on top of the sticks and use them like I said, basically the same as you would use like a PS4 controller or something like that. All right, let's give it a shot. Move with the left stick, shoot with the right. You don't have to use any buttons at all, just the sticks. And this is freaking awesome. This is where the 5200 really shines. With the dual stick analog games like this. It's just really cool. Oh boy, come on. Oh no, he got me. Ah, crap, walked right into that. Get away from me. Okay. Oh, wow, that was not good. Wow, really? Crap. Cramp. Cramp. All right, we'll try it again. This is so much fun. I had this on the 7800, excuse me, I had this on the Atari 7800 also, and it is also dual stick on the 7800. So it's pretty cool on that too. It's just not dual analog. It's just, but it is dual stick. We're not going to look at all of my 5200 games. I have a lot of them, and we're just looking at a few more. In fact, I'm just going to do one more, and then we'll wrap this thing up. I recently picked up Berserk on this console. I never owned it for the 5200 back in the day, and I recently got it on eBay not too long ago, and it was really cheap. I was surprised how cheap it was. I think I got it for like $11 or something like that. And Berserk is amazing on 5200 if you're into the old stuff like I am. You know, when I say it's amazing, that's the lens through which I'm speaking. So the lens through which I'm speaking. Interesting analogy. Those are the rose-colored glasses that I'm using. I love retro stuff, so for me, it's amazing. Berserk, I always played it. We played it back in the day on our Apple computer. We had a Apple IIe clone, a Laser 128 Apple IIe clone back in the day, and that's how I played Berserk. I always thought it was cool on that, but it's way better on this, and it has speech, it has digital speech. Well, you know what? We'll go ahead and look at it. It's not a dual analog game or anything like that, but we'll just throw that on real quick, so I can show you what it looks like. Let me pull this up. Find it in my mess of cartridges. I do have a lot of cartridges. I don't have all of them. I'm missing about half of them. Slightly more than half. But I do have a pretty good collection. Alright, let's check out Berserk. Because I just love the speech. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit here. Hopefully it's not too loud. Damn happy faces. Nothing worse than an emoji. An angry, bouncing emoji that wants to kill you. Ah, it's like I'm on Twitter. Oh no, dang it. That was terrible. Terrible, it was terrible. Ah, crap. Cool voice though, huh? Do one more. Because I don't even know what I was doing right there. Just walking into death over and over. There's so many of them. Yeah, there we go. I like how you can hold the button down and use the stick to shoot different directions. It's pretty good. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Screw you, happy face. You are not making me happy. Uh-oh, here he comes. That was close. Isn't this cool? I mean, if you like this stuff, obviously it's not... Oh, crap. I'm talking about it. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. But, like, if you're into, like, these old games, I think this is a cool version of Berserk. I had this on the 2600, too, and it's cool, but it's definitely not this good. The little running guy is like kind of hobbly, you know. I'm used to seeing the running guy and the Night Stalker. A lot better animation on the television there. But gets the job done. Okay. the last game we're going to look at is what a lot of people say they think is, excuse me, one of the best games on the 5200, and it's Space Dungeon. Space Dungeon is a really interesting dual stick game. Hang on. Get in there. Not wanting to work. There we go. I'm just going to run a demonstration on it so you can see what it looks like, and I can talk about it a little bit. Some of these games have these demo modes where you can just let the game run so you can see how it's supposed to look and everything. So, yeah, the story for this game is absolutely fascinating. If you don't know what the story is, like from the instruction manual, look it up, because it's ridiculous. This thing has a story out of like an awesome sci-fi movie. It's a really good story. But what you're doing is basically like flying around in these different sectors, trying to gather these like parts and fighting off these aliens that are everywhere. And yeah, it's dual stick, so you're moving with one stick and shooting with the other. And it's pretty cool. We're going to reset this, and I'm going to try to play a little bit. There we go, one player version. Here we go. Yeah, you really want to have two good sticks for this game. Ah, crap. They came at me like gangbusters. Oh. Oh boy. They're everywhere. Yeah, that was not good. Graphics are not like super amazing or anything, but the gameplay is solid. Oh boy. That was close. See, I got like a map on the top. It's like a Metroidvania. They totally ripped off Metroid. Oh boy. There we go. Collect some of that stuff. Hell yeah. So you can see what you're doing in this game. Running around, collecting stuff, trying to deposit it. It's a collectathon. You gotta go back to areas you've been in before. Yeah. So in a lot of ways, this is kind of like the precursor to Metroid, right? I mean, I don't want to start a fight. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to start a fight with anybody. I'm just saying there's some similarities here. That's all I'm saying. Oh, crap. Walked right into that. Game over. And that is Space Dungeon. And that is a few of the games for the Atari 5200 that I think really do take advantage of the analog control or dual sticks, or just look really cool, or I just like. And all of this running on my S-Video modded and power modded Atari 5200 console. All right, well, I'll have more videos coming soon, and I'm sure I'll have more footage of the Atari 5200 since I have this really awesome new system, and I enjoy playing it and enjoy sharing it. So if you enjoy any of this, let me know. I would definitely appreciate it. I will have more stuff soon, so check that out. Leave some comments, you know, if you feel like it. And Yeah, I will talk to you again later. So thanks for hanging out. See you later. Bye bye.